Your Honor, there's a suspect, one lone suspect. Well, this is certainly interesting news. Very well, Mr. Wright. Who is your suspect? My hands are shaking. V what? Von Karma. Von Karma? Oh, do you see that evil smile on Von Karma? He knows. You mean the Von Karma? The prosecutor, sitting right there. Bah. You don't object? I see no need. Why honor this ridiculous outburst with my objection? Because you took a vacation for several months starting the day after the incident. Yet you pride yourself on a perfect record. Why would you take such a long vacation without any reason? So you're claiming that I took a vacation to heal my injury from the incident. Fascinating. Prove it. I would have needed surgery, no? Where did I go under the knife at, Mr. Wright? Bring the doctor that operated on me. Have him testify. That seems ridiculous that I would have to find the doctor that operated on you 15 years ago for a case. That seems absolutely ridiculous that I would have to prove that. Then again, though, the real problem is that I have to prove that he got injured. So I guess it's not as ridiculous, but like, I guess that's why cold cases are a thing, and they just don't get solved. Nick, let's find out who his doctor is. It's no use. Edgeworth? I know Von Karma, perhaps too well. He's perfect. He wouldn't leave clues. I'm assuming he got treated like in the Caribbean or like someplace far away from here. He probably didn't undergo surgery. That would leave a doctor as a witness. Nobody's that perfect. So what, Nick? Did Von Karma pull the bullet out by himself? That's insane. No, he couldn't have. You can't just pull bullets out of yourself. People don't do that. Wait. What does that mean? That bullet has to be somewhere. But where? Well, Mr. Wright, can you produce evidence to prove I was shot? Alright, Von Karma, I'll prove it. And I'll even use evidence. I know how you like it so much. What? The evidence that proves Von Karma was shot is... Oh, do I actually have evidence? Can we cut his arm off and, like, take a look inside, see if we find anything? Could we really do this? Von Karma is perfect. He wouldn't risk surgery leaving an evidence trail. So then I ask, where's that bullet now? I think it unlikely that Von Karma performed surgery on himself. You don't mean... I do. There's the possibility that the bullet is still inside Von Karma. I mean, you could combat that by saying literally, I don't know, that he has like a pacemaker, like that. Maybe that's like dangerous and he shouldn't do that. It could be found out with time, but it could certainly get him off, you know, off being in trouble for a day, I'm thinking, right? Anyway, is that even possible? For all these years? Well, there's one way to find out. We could use this metal detector. Well, Von Karma, I'm going to run this over you and see what we find. I'm allergic to metal detectors. I refuse. You refuse? But refusing this means you acknowledge that the bullet is still inside you? Oh, he's so sweaty. Order! Order! Your Honor, the defense requests that we be allowed to use this metal detector. Judge, I call for a suspension of this trial. This is an invasion of privacy. The statute of limitation runs out on this case today. It was you who said we had to end this right here, right now. Enough. I permit the use of the metal detector. Mr. Von Karma, you will submit yourself to testing. Nick, what does this mean? I don't know, but we have to give it a shot. What if Von Karma is like half cyborg, and that's all we find out? Or I guess cyborg is half human, so he's just cyborg. It reacted. Something's inside his right shoulder. The bullet. Mr. Von Karma? You. It was you. I was afraid this would happen. And so I remained silent. Indeed, there's a bullet in my shoulder. Back from the war. It has nothing to do with this incident. What? It was a shot in the shoulder long before the DL6 incident. I claim that the bullet in my shoulder is no relation to DL6. Yeah, we're gonna dig that out. Hold still. Get the knife. But Mr. Von Karma, can you prove that? Proof? There's no need for proof in this court of law. I have no obligations to prove anything. It is you who must prove something here, Mr. Wright. Not I. Mr. Wright? Well, can you prove it? Can you prove that the bullet in Von Karma's shoulder was from DL6? Of course you can't. You don't have any of the DL6 evidence. That's because you took it out of the records room yesterday. With no proof, you cannot convict me of any crime. So sorry, Mr. Wright. No, I'm the one who's sorry, Mr. Von Karma. Sorry, not sorry, that is. What? You were close, one day away from freedom. You see, I have proof. He was like scheduling himself his doctor's appointment for tomorrow so he could get the stupid bullet out of his shoulder. What? Who would have thought you would have dug your own grave trying to convict Edgeworth? I can link that bullet in your shoulder to the DL6 incident. And here's my final proof. It's the bullet, right?
Take that!
That's a bullet? Where did you get that? This is the bullet used in the DL6 incident. This was taken from the heart of the victim, Mr. Gregory Edgeworth. The bullet is preserved quite nicely, with all the ballistic markings intact. Ballistic markings? You may recall the term. It came up in the first trial 2 days ago. Ballistic markings are the fingerprints of a weapon. All bullets fired from a gun are marked with that weapon's unique pattern. By examining the markings, you can tell which weapon fired the bullet. It's quite accurate. We have 2 bullets in our possession. One, the bullet removed from Gregory Edgeworth's heart. The other, Mr. Von Karma, is the bullet buried in his shoulder. We can analyze both bullets. Then, if the markings matched, we would know that both bullets had been fired from the same gun. The very same pistol. In other words, the murder weapon that killed Gregory Edgeworth. Mr. Von Karma, you will let us remove the bullet from your shoulder. Then we'll compare the ballistic markings to those on this bullet. And solve this case once and for all. Well, Mr. Von Karma? Very angry about this. Warg! Ooh. That scream. I've heard that scream before. Wait, I know. Help, I can't breathe. Quiet. I said quiet, you're not making this any easier. Stop breathing my air. I'll stop you. Stop breathing my air. Get away. Get away from my father! Grog! It's that scream I heard in the elevator. 15 years ago. Von Karma! It was you who screamed! Mr. Von Karma? Edgeworth? Edgeworth? Only you would dare defy me. So it was you. You and your father are my curse. Your father shamed me with a penalty on my record. And you left a scar on my shoulder that would never fade. I'll bury you. I'll bury you with my bare hands. Death, death. 15 years earlier. Mr. Chief Prosecutor, I'm sorry. Von Karma, it's not like you to make this kind of error. I never would have thought that Edgeworth would be the one to catch you. I was careless. I'm sorry, but you'll have to be penalized. I've covered for you in the past, but not this time. Edgeworth? It was a shock like none I'd ever known. Me? Penalized? It took hours for me to regain my composure. Suddenly I found myself in the darkness. I was in the court records room. I must have wandered in there without thinking where I was going. The room was pitch black. The lights must have gone out. I went out in the hall and felt my way to the elevator. I pressed the button, and nothing happened. Then, there was a noise. I was in pain. A horrible burning pain in my shoulder. Just then, the lights came back on. The elevator door opened before my eyes. I saw 3 people inside, all lying unconscious from oxygen deprivation. Much to my surprise, a pistol lay at my feet. I knew then it was destiny. Bang. In his last moments, Gregory Edgeworth was still unconscious. He died, never knowing who had shot him. Later, he spoke through a medium blaming Mr. Yogi. He was fooled. It was the perfect crime. Who would have thought another man would have come to open that elevator door? Judge. What? What are you doing? Do your job. Bring an end to this miserable charade. Now, end it. Very well. It appears that we have come a very long way to the end of this maze. 15 years later. Mr. Miles Edgeworth? Yes, Your Honor. You are innocent. You are innocent. As you said, it was all a nightmare. Yes, Your Honor. This court finds the defendant, Mr. Miles Edgeworth, not guilty. Woohoo! Yeah, but Von Karma, you're guilty. You're gonna go to jail. Because you were an adult when you did that. That is all. The court is adjourned. What about Von Karma? Excuse me. Hold on a sec. Nick, we did it. Did you see his face? Von Karma looked even paler than usual. He's pretending to be all cool, but inside you crushed him. Nick crushed. I gotta say, I'm impressed. It was pretty close, though. I was sure we'd had it. I know, I was on the verge of tears the whole time myself. But now it's all just a good memory. So it's finally over, Edgeworth. Right. Yeah? I'm not sure how to say this. I know. Try, thank you. I love you, I see. Thank you, right? You're welcome. Now kiss. I think you could have done better than that. Ooh, sorry. I'm not good at this sort of thing. got a lot to learn, Edgeworth. Dear, dear. Whoop. 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 Amazing, pal. You pulled through just like I thought you would. I'll never forget this. I owe you one, pal. And tonight, let's party. Dinner's on me. Yeah, my salary went down a bit this month. But who cares? See, Mr. Edgeworth, you should take a lesson from Detective Gumshoe. That's how you say thank you. I see. Whoop! I feel foolish. Don't worry. Take it a little at a time. You'll get used to it. It's been 15 years since I've seen Edgeworth this unguarded. Hey, y'all. Lotta. Y'all, we're great in there. Thank you. Yo, Edgeworth, congrats. Thank y'all very much. I knew you were innocent from the start, of course. Just look at you. You wouldn't stick your hand in the cookie jar even if no one was there. You were the witness on the first day of the trial, weren't you? Yeah, well, let bygones be bygones, eh? Speaking of which, what are you doing now, Lotta? Who, me? I went back to college. In like a 2-day span. I gave up trying to be an investigative photographer pretty quick. Really? That's too bad. Huh? Isn't that the hot dog guy from the park? Huh? It's over, Nick. My life is over. Why the sad face, Larry? What happened now? Oh, Nick, I'm not long for this world. You don't look sick. It's Keonce. She's going to live in Paris, Nick. She's leaving me behind. Larry. Yo, Edgy, there you are. Yes, here I am. Congrats, Edgy. Here, little gift from me in celebration. Celebration? That's unusual for you. Harry Butts, you come along tonight too, my tree pal. Huh? Thanks. Looking forward to it. Yo, Nick. That's the suit that questioned me. When he says treat, that's not police talk for prison food, right? I think you'll be fine, Larry. Right. Yeah? What's up? An envelope that Larry gave me. It's got money in it. Well, yeah, that's not that strange. People give money away to celebrate sometimes. That's the thing humans do sometimes. It's $38, right? Huh? What a weird amount. I mean, it's not a little, but it's not a lot either. 38 exactly. Nick? Wasn't that exactly the amount of lunch money that was stolen from Mr. Edgeworth in school? Yep, that's what I thought it was. 38? No, Larry, it was you! What are you so surprised about, right? Huh? Larry was absent that day from school, right? That doesn't automatically rule him out as a suspect. What? Think back to that day 15 years ago. Larry took the day off, but he was bored. He came into school anyway. Then he saw the money lying there, and the rest is history. I never was good at history. Edgeworth, you didn't know, did you? I suspected. I just couldn't picture Larry protecting you like he did that day. Everyone else was saying you did it. The whole class was against you, remember? Yeah, too well. Right, you may not know this, but we used to have a saying back in school. When something smells, it's usually the butts. I know. Really right. Surprised you didn't figure it out. Well, this sure is an unexpected turn of events, eh? Edgeworth. You should have told me. Now, Nick. It was 15 years ago. Don't you think the statute of limitations has run out, Mr. Edgeworth? I'd say so, yes. There you have it. Where does that leave me? I became a defense attorney because of what you two did. Well, I'd call you a goody two-shoes to the extreme. Yeah, and you get worked up too easily too. Death. The death sentence for both of you. Man, if only I'd known I'd become a prosecutor. Same goes for me, only the other way around. For the longest time, I thought I might have killed my own father. I thought I might be a criminal. I became a prosecutor in part to punish myself. If I had known the truth, I might have become a defense attorney after all. Edgeworth, want to switch right? Hey, y'all, line up. I'll take a photo. Hey, photo time, let's go. Alright, y'all, I'm gonna need you to clap real loud so we can take this picture. And after that, dinner on me. Detective Gumshoe took us out in the town that night. We celebrated Edgeworth's newfound freedom. Although, Edgeworth was still in detention. Why? He's not guilty. Do you not get let go once you've been found not guilty? Like they're like, here's your jacket, and then they show you the door? Whoa, I went a little overboard yesterday. My head hurts. Huh? It's still only 5. Maybe I should go back to sleep. What, do you sleep in your office? Guess there's a comfy looking couch there. What's this? A letter? Good morning, Nick. You were really impressive yesterday. Seeing you, it made me think about what I'm doing here. I'm a spirit medium. In training, of course. I wanted to help Mr. Edgeworth, too. I wanted to help you. But I couldn't. I was useless. So I've decided to go back to my training. I'll become a full-fledged spirit medium for starters. I couldn't say it to your face, so I left this letter. Goodbye, Nick. Goodbye? What time is it? Yeah, the first trains of the mountains have already left to the station. I guess I'm too late. Hey! Nick? Maya? So, you're leaving? Yeah. It's hard being a spirit medium who can't talk to spirits. And I think you'll do fine without me, Nick. Be good, okay?
Hold it!
Oh, wait. What? I never could have saved Edgeworth without your help. Huh? On the last day of the trial, I heard her. I heard Mia's voice. You heard my sister? Yes, only her voice, but still. It was at the very end when I thought we'd lost everything. Well, that's my sister for you. Detective Gumshoe helped, and Mr. Grossberg, and even Larry. I'm the only one who couldn't help. I was useless, Nick. But you were the one who stopped Von Karma, Maya. Huh? I didn't do anything. All I did was wander around in a daze. Sorry, but I have evidence that you helped. Evidence? Show Maya some evidence to cheer her up. Look at this attorney badge. Huh? Sorry, I don't understand. I don't understand this evidence either. But one day I'll come back and be useful, I promise. So, bye. Bye. I guess I don't have evidence. Oh, don't cry. Thanks, Nick. No, don't cry. It's too touching. And so my story ends. Time to turn a new page. And say goodbye to the novice defense attorney that I once was. Now a new story begins. With the same old crazy cast of characters. Ha! Don't think you've graduated yet, amateur. Mr. Wright, perhaps you'd like to rethink that claim. Yes, Your Honor. Oh, I got a bad feeling about this.
Objection!
That's not the end, right? There's another chapter, I think? Hey pal, Mr. Edgeworth came down to the precinct to wish me a happy new year. Talk about a pleasant surprise. Whoop! Detective Gumshoe! Then he hung his head low and went right back outside. Kinda like he was embarrassed or something. Strange, huh? Whoop! I don't know, I'll take a look at it in a second. I wonder if the last trial had something to do with the Von Karma bit right there, like the second half of the trial, but I'm not sure. Who may have been working at a cheese shop. That Missy's a nice lady, but she's not exactly what you'd call a cheap date. Oh, she's in Hawaii right now, yeah. I'm gonna look at it in a second and see if it's a new trial. That doesn't feel right. Or maybe it's like a bonus trial. Oh, right? Yeah, I remember him. I hear he's been busy lately. You know, not to ring my own bell, but I sort of taught him everything he knows. I'm sure he's grateful. Maybe it is like an extra trial, I don't know. Phoenix, right? The defense attorney for whom I wrote that affidavit for. Yes, you should know I've taken the management of the Gatewater Hotel recently. I don't know why I'm doing this. Should you be in the area, please stop by. It was the word affidavit. Affidavit. It brought on feelings that I don't truly understand myself. Oh, it's you. Phoenix, right? Ah, yes, me as understudy, was he not? I wonder how he's doing. Haven't seen him of late. Ah, the days of my youth. Like the scent of fresh lemon, you see. I don't know what that means, but it certainly is a good quote to put into a quote book of sorts. As one does with good quotes. Phoenix, right? He an actor? Well, I'm not buying it. You can't be a star with a name like Phoenix. Did you know that they're putting DVDs thingies now? And I don't DVD everything these days. How am I supposed to keep it straight anyhow? Huh? I'm pleased to announce The Pink Princess is a hit. I sure owe that Mr. Wright a great deal. Oh, and I'm keeping my face out of the public eye until the show's over. Wouldn't want to ruin any kid's dreams, you know? Not like we already did. Oh, I got a letter from Maya the other day. Sounds like she caught a cold standing under a waterfall. I wanted to visit but didn't have time, so I sent her some Pink Princess trading cards. Said she can't buy them where she is. What kind of place is she living at anyway? Do we hit like every single character of the portrait basically? Well, everyone that didn't get convicted anyway? Right? Who's that? You want to talk? Let's talk. Pink Princess, alright? But, you know, I snuck into the studio the other day. I saw her. One inside the Pink Princess suit. Ugh, what a dog. It's kind of a shock for a boy of my tender age. I do like these credits though. They're kind of nice. Yeah, I remember, right? That lawyer guy. Huh, me? I'm in training to become a paranormal photographer. You know, that picture I took of everyone? Just behind them there's a ghost. For real. Now that's talent. I'm gonna be famous. Victory! Good Edgeworth. Probably the first smile he's done in 15 years. I don't even know if he smiled before that, to be honest. So, I mean, that seems like the end of the story, so to speak. But, yeah, this Rise from the Ashes, what is this? So this is something else. Whoa. Animation. Okay, so this is, I guess this is maybe an after story or like an ending, or I don't know exactly, but we'll save this for next time, I think. Let me, if I'm not mistaken, when I was looking up stuff before, I think this is a 5-day part or something like that, so let me take a quick look. Okay, so I'm not scrolling too far through the wiki because I don't want to spoil myself, but apparently it's an extra episode for the international release, which this would be this one, because it was originally released in Japan on the Game Boy Advance, I believe. And it features touchscreen-oriented gameplay that allows the player to examine evidence from any angle. So I guess it's the other ones were built with the idea of touch not really being a big deal, which is obvious from the fact that I didn't do a whole lot with the touchscreen. Like, I could pretty much play it with the face buttons, and I did for the most part. Whereas this one seems like it's built for the DS. And it's like it's an extra episode after the story, so to speak. So, alright, that's pretty cool. And apparently this one's a long one too, so I might need to do some longer sets, I'm thinking, if I want to actually get it done in a reasonable period of time. So no final thoughts yet. I was thinking like, okay, I'm gonna have to come up with final thoughts, but I guess not. We'll wait until the end of this. One last thing I did want to look up. Hold on. Okay, cool. Just wanted to see what other games they had on the DS. I know there's a big line of games, and the big problem I always had with starting with the Phoenix Wright series was the fact that it eventually jumps to 3DS, and I don't have a 3DS, and even if I did, getting a capture card for a 3DS is like painfully expensive at the moment. It always has been, but it's even more expensive than it used to be, because the one guy that I got my DS capture card from has been like eternally out of stock on the 3DS capture card forever. And the only other people that do it charge like $500 or $1,000 to do it. It's like ridiculous. So if I got to that point and still wanted to keep going, I'd probably go with emulators. I do like doing original hardware, but I'm not paying $1,000 for a single Let's Play. That's ridiculous. So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed though. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time for some more Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney, and we'll pick back up with this. I guess that makes sense why there was an animation, because the other games were playing in Game Boy Advance hardware, and trying to make a 3D animation on Game Boy Advance hardware didn't always turn out very well. It's usually pixely and choppy, whereas the Nintendo DS could actually handle that sort of thing decently. At least in like a silhouette like we were seeing. So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed though. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time for Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. Bye!